だって夢が空に跳ねた別にどうにでも限れるのパッとしないのはねそばに多分君がいないわけでしょ会いたいなんてしないで君なんかいないです居場所じゃないなもういいかい君のそばで私はしっかり一日するのなんでもない家の中に覗いた心隠れるぼきただってまだまだ人が多分君の中に生きていてぶってその旅を顔にここが苦しくなるよ会いたいなんてってバカみたいにねあんたたりたりでなる意味の言葉ぶれた壊れそうだ君びありに乗れられそうで勇気嫌いと呼ばれる気が未来も願いもすらされたよ言えわけないな罪が好きですもう用事ですもういいかいわからせろいつからどこでやりきらせるねもういいよさよなら立ちで思いもすべて今返すなら君にじゃそう夕焼けがやるだけで塞いだ君とかくれんぼしたOw! My goddamn voice! Somebody help me! Dial 911! Dial the police! Get the doctor! Get Peppy! Get somebody's help! I'm gonna die! Kind of save me now! Uy, baguette!
El próximo integrante de Líquida al Circo será un chico que se parece mucho a Tommy, que inmediatamente se enamora de él, pero un ragazzo también, lo que hace que ellos dos empiecen a competir por el amor de él. El chico le comenta a Jax que le interesa jugar el nuevo GTA 6, por lo que Tommy escucha esto, inmediatamente va, lo compra y se lo regala, pero luego llega a aquí no solo de el GTA 6, sino que le trae toda la colección de esta franquicia. Luego, mientras el chico nuevo y Jax está jugando, comenta que les está dando hambre, a lo que una vez más Tommy escucha esto y va y les prepara unas deliciosas galletas. Lamentablemente al rara ella se le había adelantado y les había dado todo un buffet de comer, por lo que Tommy ahora sí sintió que definitivamente había perdido la atención de este chico y Ragata se lo había ganado. Afortunadamente el chico se da cuenta de que Tommy está triste y va y una animación nos muestra que el próximo integrante de Líquida al Circo será un chico que se parece mucho a Tommy, que inmediatamente se enamora de él, pero un ragazzo también, lo que hace que ellos dos empiecen a competir por el amor de él. El chico le comenta a Jax que le interesa jugar el nuevo GTA 6, por lo que Tommy escucha esto, inmediatamente va, lo compra y se lo regala, pero luego llega a aquí no solo de el GTA 6, sino que le trae toda la colección de esta franquicia. Luego, mientras el chico nuevo y Jax está jugando, comenta que les está dando hambre, a lo que una vez más Tommy escucha esto y va y les prepara unas deliciosas galletas. Lamentablemente al rara ella se le había adelantado y les había dado todo un buffet de comer, por lo que Tommy ahora sí sintió que definitivamente había perdido la atención de este chico y Ragata se lo había ganado. Afortunadamente el chico se da cuenta de que Tommy está triste y va inmediatamente a consolarla. Un final muy feliz para Tommy. Con mi Ragata, chica se fue enamorada del mismo chico.
That is a possibility, perhaps for perhaps
or maybe
for
not. Maybe for Anthony,
perhaps
or maybe
for
not. Maybe for Anthony, or maybe not. Maybe for Anthony, or maybe not. Maybe for Anthony, or maybe not. Maybe for Anthony,
that could not be a band. That could not be a band like Hard Rock. And we also have that mystery mod for this week, which was easy, and it's gonna change weekly. So we are not too sure what is the game plan here for this match. But that is gonna be the warm-ups for this round. Both warm-ups have been played, and now we're just waiting for both of these players to start rolling. Alright, and the warm-ups have started. Yeah, unfortunately, I have to do a quick revision on the players. Yeah, unfortunately, we had some technical difficulties, so yeah, unfortunately, my Japan was not recorded here. I'm just gonna say Turo and Anthony are gonna be your players for this round. And real quick, Anthony did want the role, although they are gonna ban first, so that means Anthony is gonna get the chance to ban first. They're gonna get a normal 4 ban. This is a combo ban, which is a bit surprising to be fair, but it does make sense. We did mention that on the previous round, Turo did really well on that number 4, getting a double S and an FC on the mystery mod from last week, which was a high CS map. Turo is exceptionally well when it comes to hard rocks. They only got 1 miss, so they're quite consistent on those maps. And real quick, Turo is gonna ban that DT2. It does make sense. However, Anthony does have a couple cards up his sleeve, as he was exceptionally well with Hardrock and DT, getting mostly double S's for that Hardrock one, just getting a small act drop there, and they were very consistent with that Nova 3, also getting just simply 1 miss out of that one. So we could potentially see some Hardrock and DT picks from Anthony, while Drew will have to potentially go for Hidden or even Hardrock. They seem to be applying Hidden to every mod if they have the chance. Hardrock and DT were seen with Hidden on Drew's side. But it seems like there is... yeah, it seems like the banning was unfortunately mistaken. So yeah, DT, I think it was DT2. DT2 is not going to be the one. DT1 is going to be the correct ban for Turo. So that means DT1, the consistency pick, and the rather tricky Nova convert number 4 is out of the question as well. So that leaves a couple of maps available. We didn't mention that this week mystery mod is actually going to be easy. We're not too sure how they're going to perform. Remember, mystery mods change every week, and could be quite unpredictable, and could potentially serve as a trump card for any of these players. So we could be seeing some very good surprises throughout the match. But it seems like they are settling things down on the chat there. And there was a little bit of confusion, but we are officially starting with Hard Rock 1, and this was Turu's pick. But yeah, we are gonna start in just a few seconds with this Hard Rock 1. And honestly, this may be an extremely close match. We just started off with their best choice. Turu simply obtaining 1 miss on Hard Rock 2 and Hard Rock 1 on the previous match. Anthony FCing that Hard Rock 1 and double S'ing the Hard Rock 2. Yeah, we are gonna start with the custom map by Vivians. Yet again on that Hard Rock 1 slot. As mentioned before, it should not be a surprise that Duru decided to pick Hayden as an optional mod. But we are officially on that max combo threshold. And so far, no misses, no act drops. This is honestly something we should have expected, especially when we mentioned those stats. Should be to no one's surprise, especially coming from these earlier rounds. Of course, this custom map is a little bit faster compared to last week. The other one had some sense of flow and jumps. This one is a little bit more consistent. Does have more combo, and at the end of the day, it could potentially just be a spin to win scenario. Once again, both of these players are really good with Hard Rock, so there's just a chance that we could even potentially see a tie if both of them practice the same pattern. I think there's just a spinner at the end. It's kind of wacky. You end up at the left side and you have to go to the right as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you're not gonna get the best out of that spinner. So it's for sure not gonna be an easy one. And there it is. And I think it's gonna be a tie. We will double check on that MP link, but yeah, effectively, I think this was our first tie in this tournament. And as the rule said, when there's a tie, they have to repeat the same map one more time. Once again, this should not have been unexpected after mentioning how well they performed on the previous round. Turu did outperform themselves here by ignoring that 1 miss from last week and straight up just getting a double S on this one. But unfortunately, no one gets the point. And we have to replay that map once again. Now the question is, will they be able to get the same performance and potentially get a better spinner at the end? And I think they seem to be ready. Yes, both of them are effectively ready to start off that Rock 1. But yeah, this is gonna be Horror 1 once again. And once again, both of them are still holding that double S. Doing the same type of performance so far, halfway through the map. Nice combo sheet, but Turo is gonna be the fun, missing around that 280 combo, and that is heavily gonna impact the score, as Anthony has not found a single miss throughout this second run on your Hard Rock 1. What could potentially have been a spin to win scenario is unfortunately not gonna come down to that. So now it's just up to Turo to remain holding that combo. They can in fact reach 200 combo, but they just hope they have to hope for Anthony to miss at least once to make a difference. But otherwise, we're slowly approaching the end. It doesn't seem like there is a scenario where Drew could get this comeback, unfortunately. And it seems like it was just one miss. Both of them getting all droplets. Just one simple miss at the end there. Well, halfway through. And that point goes directly into Anthony's hands. Actually missing one droplet there, but not gonna matter much as they were the one to hold that FC. Yeah, now we wait for Anthony to pick their map. This was actually a breakpoint. A very close breakpoint, I'd say. And yes, if, as they're saying in the chat, if there was a scenario where both of these players tied twice in the same map, then it just came down to who rolled the biggest number. But that did not happen. Okay, it seems like there's a little bit of confusion there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Turo was the one to pick first. We can quickly check that on the match feed. It should be there. And we can see that once again, Turo banned DT1, while Anthony banned No Mod before, I'm pretty sure Anthony won the roll and they got to ban first because they decided to ban first. So that means Turo gets the first pick. Even though Anthony won the roll, that first pick goes directly into Turo's hands. They decided to go for Haro 1, and now it should officially be Anthony's time to pick. So with the confusions out of the way, we should officially start the No More 1. Which is going to be Anthony's pick. I don't think we saw No More 1 being played on Anthony's match last week. But this is going to be your most consistent map on the pool. Let's start off at No One Won. So far, Duro is gonna win that spinner battle. But I think there is still a couple of spinners to be found throughout the map. And Turo immediately is gonna find a very early miss before the 50 combo. Now Anthony is gonna be in the lead. That spinner advantage not gonna matter as much now. But we're gonna go into the first KI section, and Anthony is gonna miss not being able to reach that pattern after the hyper. That is gonna immediately set the scores back to Turo's side. Anthony with a double miss on this KI section, while Turo is still holding that combo pretty well. And now capitalizing that max combo. So now Turo is gonna gain even more score. Now Anthony has to do their best to reach 200 combo. There's still a lot of map left to uncover here. Anthony able to reach that 200 combo, so now the score is gonna stay at a very significant 38k difference. It's not gonna be much. Now Turo is gonna find the miss this time on the second KI section. And that is gonna decrease the score difference, but it's probably not gonna be as much of a difference. There's just a lot of combo on this map, so it's potentially gonna stop at around a 5k score difference. It's honestly not gonna be too big, so Anthony still has to hold that combo. We're on that third KI section. Turo slowly recovering, finally reaching that 200 combo, so it's gonna come to a stop. We're actually not even gonna get a 5k score difference. It was nearly 500 points. So this is even more dangerous now, especially when the spinners are gonna matter more with such a low score difference. And this is gonna be the last KI section. Both of them still need to hold their combo no matter what. Any misses is gonna be the end of the run. Both of them still holding their combo. And last spinner, it seems like Anthony got away with that win, and they effectively got away with just 20 points. Not 316, 20 points of difference on Anthony's favor. Such a crazy match we're having today on this winner's bracket.
Welcome to the paradise. Far.
4 abrazos y un café. Apenas me desperté y al mirarte recordé que ya todo lo encontré en tu mano, en mi mano, de todo escapamos juntos.
Alright, and we are officially not confused this time. We already know the order of picking. Turo is going to be the one picking next. And honestly, to no one's surprise, it's going to be Hidden 2. I did not cover Hidden 2 on the stats, but if I remember correctly, Turo got significantly less misses on that Hidden 2 from round 64 compared to Anthony, so we could potentially see Turo claiming their very first point here. However, this map is a little bit different. I think it may feel easier for some because of the patterns, but in exchange, it is going to feel a little bit more dense. So it's not necessarily easier than Hidden 2 from round 64, but that density is gonna come at play for sure. And we're barely starting that match, but Turo is gonna miss the spinner advantage by taking the very first miss on the map. So I was gonna say Turo was performing really well with those spinners, but unfortunately they're just not gonna take advantage of it anymore. We're gonna see seeing 2 misses in total, and a third one. Anthony's still holding that double S and combo on that matter, and with a really good max combo at hand. They are gonna drop it for the first time in the match, but they now have a very significant advantage of over 100k score difference. 130k, slowly decreasing to 120, but it's gonna be stopped by Turo missing once again, and there's just a quarter of the map left, and with this big of a difference, Turo unfortunately is not gonna get that first point we anticipated, and it's gonna go directly into Anthony's hands as they claim the very second break point in this match so far. Anthony almost getting an FC or double S in that matter, just getting one singular miss, but we did witness that hidden, that low AR hidden density, and how it could easily catch you off guard. And now we're back to Anthony and their ability to select any map on the pool, except for any nomads. Double picking is not allowed, so they cannot resort into picking Nomad 2 or Nomad 3 if they wish to. And Nomad 2 cannot be picked, unfortunately. So they will have to resort into picking something else from the pool. But they still have other options. They have Horror 2 and DT2 there available, which in my opinion would be the fair choice Anthony would go for. Would be kind of a surprise if they went into that mystery mod hidden, not hidden, easy. And yeah, we are effectively gonna get the unexpected pick from Anthony. We are getting the easy pick. It's gonna be our mystery mod map of the week. And I think hidden is optional here, but I don't think that'll be a good idea. I'm pretty sure both of them are gonna go for easy. And this easy map is gonna be a convert. It's not a specific map. AR is going to be significantly lower from what we're currently seeing right now at the bottom of the screen. Timer will remain the same, so roughly 2.5 minutes. But yeah, we are officially starting this mystery mod pick with easy. And once again, Turo is going to be the one winning the spinner battle there. By quite a significant amount. Also gotta remind everyone else that the multiplier is going to be set to half. So the score difference right now, in theory, would be doubled. It's still not going to be as much. But then so far, achieving that max combo. And Anthony's gonna be the first one to drop Unfortunately, just not being able to reach that stack pattern at the right side of the screen. And no, the multiplier for easy with Scorpio 2 is halved. So max score is gonna be 500k instead of the regular 1 million score. But now we have a very solid score difference for Turo. Approaching that KI section, Anthony is gonna afford to miss twice in this map. That is potentially gonna be it for Anthony. Fortunately, Turo does miss, but did have a really solid score difference of around 30k, which is gonna be more than enough to get the first breakpoint on Turo's side. And now it is time for Turo to pick. They unfortunately cannot pick hitting one. If they wish to, they have to resort on anything else that's on the board. They should be aware already that Anthony's next pick is probably going to be that Noma 2, so it may not be a good idea to pick Noma 2 right now. And probably choose something like Noma 3, potentially. Hard Rock 2 and DT2 are probably a very dangerous choice. We've seen both of these players play Hard Rock, and Anthony is by far just better when it comes to DT. So they're kind of out of options at the moment. And it is effectively going to be Noma 3. Okay, and we are starting that Noma 3, your convert consistency pick by Turo. Bencher is just going to tease us a little bit there by keeping us in suspense before it resumes both of these players' actions. Both of them slowly reaching to counter combo. Turo is gonna find the first miss before that even happens. Actually safely secure that first instance of the max combo in this map. Setting that score difference to almost 40k. second TI section. Teru is able to recover from that miss. End of the second TI section, halfway through the map. Anthony still holding the double S, seemingly quite comfortable. The same does go for Turo, it's just that they got an earlier slip up. So now the only way for Turo to you have some sense of hope here is to just hope for Anthony to miss at least once. And that's all it's gonna take. Both of them still doing really good on this third HI section, which is a longer variant. And that's the end of the last spinner on this map. Both of them are able to see their score difference. Both of them know what they have to do. We're slowly approaching the end. Both of them can potentially the hardest jump on the map. And it's already too late for Drew to recover. Anthony did not give Drew a single chance throughout this map to get any sort of hope as they achieve a double S. And on top of that, get another breakpoint and the match point. And now they only need one more point to win this round. And so far we only have Nova 2, Hard Rock 2, and DT2, as well as Hidden 1 available. I highly doubt Anthony would choose Hidden 1. It's probably gonna come down to either Nova 2 or DT2 potentially. And yeah, it's effectively gonna be DT2. If I'm not mistaken, this DT2 is relatively shorter compared to last week's. However, it has more movement throughout the whole screen. We may yet again see Teru opting to play with Hidden as the optional mod here, perhaps. And Anthony potentially not gonna choose Hidden. And it's actually not gonna be Hidden for Teru. Let's start with this DT immediately. So far there's only a very slight difference thanks to Jiro missing earlier. but it seems like Anthony is going to be the one missing way beyond that 200 combo, and it's going to give Drew a slight advantage here. But Drew is gonna slip it out of their hands that quickly. Actually, 2 misses in comparison. And now Anthony has the advantage once again. Anthony successfully recovered from that miss. Same goes for Duro. We're slowly approaching the end. It's just a 15k difference. And we virtually ran out of time, and Anthony is gonna effectively win the last point they needed to win this match. So congratulations to Anthony for moving on to the winners bracket next week on your round of 16. While still not over yet for Turo. Turo will be playing on the losers bracket of round of 16 next week. Still a very solid performance, and we started off with a really strong performance from both of these players and getting the first tiebreaker, not the tiebreaker, the first tie during this match. Once again, congratulations to Anthony for winning this round. And I'm pretty sure that's gonna be all the current matches for, well, at the moment. There's actually gonna be another match coming up in a bunch of hours actually. Yeah, we're gonna have our next match is gonna be Jarvis Gaming against Sleepy. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. And that is gonna be on. It's gonna be today at 13 UTC. So I hope you all stay tuned for that one. And that is gonna be it for any other fighting matches, honestly. So yeah, we have one more fighting match, and after that, we'll have to wait just a little bit more for the weekend matches, which are going to take place on Saturday and Sunday. Do remember that we still have winners and losers brackets. Now we are actually not gonna leave yet. We are gonna be seeing a tiebreaker showcase just for fun between these two players. But that'll be all for me. Once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll leave you all with this fun tiebreaker session.